Chelsea Football Club are on the brink of announcing Frank Lampard as their interim manager until the end of the season. The idea is he will take control with immediate effect. This is according to David Ornstein and The Athletic. And David Ornstein, word for word here, says Chelsea are close to appointing Frank Lampard as head coach on an interim basis until the end of the season. Proposed deal would see the 44-year-old installed immediately, whilst exhaustive search for the new permanent boss continues in the weeks ahead. Of course, this morning, the very positive news came out for Chelsea fans that they had a big interview today with Luis Enrique. That's gone very, very well. He is the bookie's favorite to take over as the job. However, this is going to, I'm going to speak for the Chelsea fans I've seen so far on socials. This is going to infuriate a lot of people. He simply isn't good enough. I know they're not really playing for anything. Can they really win the Champions League with a world-class manager or him? I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know. It just feels like a big step backwards. It almost feels as if you're bringing in a man you've already sacked once, who's just been sacked by Everton. You're bringing him in to steady the ship. Somebody that had terrible man management skills when he was here before, with a bloated squad where there is already major problems. I actually don't understand how they think this is going to work. I don't understand how they think this is going to yield positive results. Legitimately, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I don't personally see how this works for Chelsea. And it is true. And a lot of people saying, what? This is from David Orns. Unless I've been hoodwinked here, that's his official account. It's what he stated. It's what he believes to be the case here. Somebody says, read Matt Law. I told you guys before, please try and share links. It's a lot easier than me typing, just for speed. But read Matt Law. What has Matt Law said? Chelsea have now asked Frank Lampard in as caretaker manager whilst they complete the search. Yeah, I mean, he's saying very much the same thing. That was put out 21 minutes ago. Ornstein's was put out, about the same. So it's true. Matt Law said exactly the same thing. And I get that he's a club legend. But is he really the right answer in the short term? Maybe he can come in and galvanize everybody, get a few good results, get some confidence back. But how much time are they really going to spend? Have they got no idea about who they want to bring in as their next manager? Where's the planning? Luis Enrique, Nagelsmann, surely they're the only candidates. Maybe there's some other people that we're not too aware of. But I want to get your take. I want to get your views. I want to get your opinions on this. But I think some Chelsea fans are going to be fuming with this. Some, as I've already said, some might actually be quite down for this. Some might think is exactly what we need. There was talk of John Terry coming in as an interim until the end of the end of the season. I don't know. I don't know. Appointing Frank Lampard. So I'm just sharing the link now with a few people in the group chats. I'm shocked by that. Legitimately shocked to see that news. Legitimately shocked. Abba here says this is the connection. This is the connection. Only me. That must be yes. It seems to be okay my end. I don't know about everybody else's, but it seems to be okay my end, my friend. This here says should have kept Potter if that was the case. Dumb is what Silver Runin says. Well, I think you had to get rid of Potter, irrespective. I think Potter had to go. I understand that completely, but Lampard in, is that really the right? Is that really the right move as of now? Chelsea fans, let me know what you think and feel. Let me know. And yes, this is serious. This isn't made up. This is directly from David Ornstein. And I'll share what Matt Law has also put out because he's tweeted about this also. I'll share that on my screen with you all now. That will load up as you can see now. Matt Law has shared exactly the same story. Chelsea have now asked Frank Lampard to take over. They've gone to him. They've approached him. They've asked him. I want to know what you think and feel. Let me know now. You lot are saying poor connection. I've got no. So let me just explain this to you. It'll be a YouTube thing. Refresh it and see if it can be done. But there's no connection issues. My end is what I'm saying to you. So it's not a connection issue. It's a YouTube issue. There's nothing I can do about that. So just try and refresh it, please, people. Sadiq here says, I can't believe this. Yeah, I mean, A lot of people can't believe it. The guy was sacked not long ago not by the same people bringing him in, but he's going back there now. Yeah, it's such an interesting one. It really, really is. It really is. Yeah, it's all over Sky. It's everywhere. It's real news. That's why. Anyone who thinks I'm making this up or it's a parody, you're crazy. It's legitimate news. It's out there. If for the rest of the season it makes sense, good man manager to bring our good spirit back. But this is the thing, Kev. A lot of what I read about Lampard is that he wasn't a good man manager. He wasn't a good communicator. Maybe I've misinterpreted that. Maybe he's learned since, in the last year or so. But maybe they've just gone for him because he's Chelsea through and through. And the fans won't turn on him too easy. Maybe that's it. That's the only element that really makes sense in relation to this. I can't think of any other reasons to why you do it. This is Dimitri that says, Chelsea fan here, and I'm laughing. It's got to be a joke. It's real. It's real. You obviously want to interview all the candidates, and maybe that's going to take too long to keep. It's weird, though. Are they going to keep the same backroom staff, or is he bringing his backroom staff in as caretaker as well? Because that's going to get really messy if Lampard's the manager, but all the backroom staff are there still. Like all Graham Potter's backroom staff are there, and it could get very, very strange. It really, really could get strange. There we go. Maybe Chelsea are waiting for Ancelotti. Potentially. And look, in the longer term, this may make sense. Maybe they're waiting for Ancelotti to return. Maybe that's someone they want to approach if he gets sacked. But what if they do this, delay the appointment, say, of Luis Enrique or Nagelsmann to wait for Ancelotti, but he wins the Champions League and Real Madrid keep him? Then what? You've kind of cut your nose off to spite your face. That's a tactic, but I don't know if it really makes much sense. Lampard will get them relegated. Well, they won't go down, but I do understand that train of thought. I really do. It's a late April Fool's joke, guys. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Ober here says this is to appease the proper Chelsea since Mount is leaving. Behave, Terry, behave. Ancelotti wasted 500 million at Everton. Well, he left before he did anything with it, but I'm not saying that's happening. I'm just simply pointing out I get that argument, but what if it goes wrong? Drogba, Lampard, Terry should be coaching the team. Yeah, that kind of logic that old stars will get you back to the top doesn't necessarily work. Matty here says, I'm disgusted, Terry. Boli is clueless, is what Matty believes. Yeah, Terry, Bruno wants to leave. That's why he wants Lampard as interim. I get that. I get that he wants to go. But it just feels like, where's the planning? Maybe, Ben Jacobs did say all along that there was no plan to sack Graham Potter, and then they did. Can you imagine if there was no plan to sack him? And now this has all been done on like they've literally done no research. The process has just begun. This could take ages. Oh, Chelsea season could get even worse. I mean, they might win some games with Lampard. He might inject a little bit of energy. But Chelsea fans in the comments don't look happy. Everton relegation zone, Lampard better than Potter. Well, I don't know, but on an interim basis, they see bring Lampard in now as better than keeping Potter. But yeah, I get the frustration. Harrison here says, Terry, if he goes well, I wouldn't put it past Boli to give him the full-time job. Can you imagine if he wins like lots of games and then he gets a full-time job? Can you actually imagine if that happens? That would be an absolute madness. Terry 14 here says it's just poor planning from the owners. They should have a contingency plan for worst case scenarios with Potter. Yeah, I mean, it does look like poor planning. That's exactly what it looks like. 110%, just poor planning. I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm someone who's kind of backed what they're doing in the sense of I think in the medium to long term they'll build something. But every time I see these decisions, it makes me question them more and more and more and more. It really does. Talent here says this is confirmed banter club status. I hear you there. So I was still scared. Look, I'm getting to a point where I'm losing that fear. I'm losing fear in Chelsea because they're making catastrophic mistakes. Bad planning, bad appointments. Look, they bring in Luis Enrique. I'm back to being fearful of what he can do with this squad and with the money they're looking to spend. But however, if they continue to meddle in the manager's affairs, they continue to want to pick teams, they continue to want to sort of be the top dogs and don't give the manager the autonomy that he needs, the power that and control required, and no fear of reciprocity in the short term for not doing what they want. If they continue to behave that way as a board, they won't win anything major anyway. Terry, why are you giving the owners benefit of the doubt? I'm not giving them benefit of the doubt. I'm playing devil's advocate as a host. I'll give my opinion. I think this is a poor move. I don't understand why they're doing it, barring poor planning. But when I sometimes give out suggestions, I'm putting other thoughts out into the universe to garnish back opinion from people, because that's what you do as a host. A host would be a very bad host if they give their opinion and they shut down everybody else's. If their opinion is challenged, then maybe. But yeah, I'm just open to what everybody else has got to say and do and think. It's called being a host, my bro, but thank you. Chelsea have spent far too much on players and managers. They need a manager to work these players. Top managers have their own ideas, which costs money. And that's the thing here. Vindaloo. You can have a conveyor belt approach with managers as long as your managers and your squad are a match. So you look at what Mikel Arteta is building, a really good possession-based football, highly technical players. There's no point if he leaves next month, not that he will, bringing in a manager that doesn't utilize technical ability, wants older players that are maybe a little bigger, a little stronger, a little bit more robust in particular ways, because the ideologies won't match and you go back to square one. Like when Jose took over from Mauricio Pochettino, the match was stupid. Yes, Jose's a winner, but the squads, they're not compatible at all. They're really, really not compatible in any way, shape, or form. Joshua here says this ownership have completely cocked everything up, from transfers, sackings, appointments, etc. If you actually research the Clear Lake capital, everything they have touched, they have ruined. And that's an interesting I'm not aware of that. I'll go and take a little look at that, my friend. I really will go take a look. And Chad, no, I'm serious. They are to sign him as the new interim manager till the end of the season. This is true news, 110% true news. So you think Boli is the right owner? Listen, they said everything good at the beginning, and they started off well. The longer they go on, my mind is now changing. There'll be some people, ATM, that will sit there and say, I called it from the beginning that this wasn't going to work, and well done you for getting that right. People like me will admit that I've definitely got it wrong in the short term. I'm a big enough and strong enough man to admit that. But we're talking about the here and now, not I said, you said, she said, they said. This is about what's going on and what we think is going to happen moving forward. And for me, I thought they'd do a better job than this. I really did think with what they said they were going to do, their plan of action sounded great. But so far, they've acted in the complete opposite, my friend. It's been a joke, and Chelsea fans should be very annoyed at the way they're behaving. Matty here says, Terry, this ownership are deluded and need to go. Matty wants the owners out already, less than a year in. Wow. That there is a very interesting take indeed. Okay, I can't read that one out. Boli, how much is Zaha worth? 60 million. Don't worry, he'll give you 600 million for him. Lang and Sweet says, let's all laugh at Chelsea. A lot of people will be laughing at Chelsea tonight. There's no doubt. A lot of people will be laughing at Chelsea, angry, and all sorts. Legitimately, so many people will be frustrated about this news. Like, is he better than keeping Bruno to the end of the season? Yes. But I don't know, man. This is the guy that had problems with people still in the squad. And they're bringing him back. It's crazy. It really is crazy. It really is. Lampard, this is a different view, though. This says Lampard is a good appointment. He will bring back that Chelsea ethos. But they didn't have Chelsea ethos when he was the manager. Are we forgetting that? This is the bit, maybe I'm missing this somewhere. He lost his job because he didn't have the Chelsea ethos. As a Gunnar, I love Todd Boli. Boli in forever is what Silver Runin has got to say here. Yeah, rivals have got to be loving this. Like, I was worried towards the end of the season that we were going to go up against a Chelsea team with Luis Enrique at Old Trafford or Nagelsmann at Old Trafford. We now got Lampard coming, looking after a disjointed squad with major problems internally. That's about as a guarantee of a win of a top six game that you could ever imagine. Like, it really is. It's a game 110%. Man United should be winning now. I'm far less scared of it than I was. Roman, I don't know, something there. So I can't read the middle word. Abramovich fuming right now. Yes, he is. Is that his middle name or something? I can't read. I'm not even going to attempt to read that and embarrass myself online. I'm Kev. Says Boli is the result. Boli is the result if you were to give $1 billion to a football Twitter user. I think there's a hell of a lot of truth. There's a hell of a lot of truth in what you just said there. They're by all ballers and no substance. Come on, Terry. April Fools was 4 days ago. You think I'm making this up? This is legit news, bruv. You wish I was making this up. I swear to you, you wish I was making this up. You really do. You really do wish that I was making this up. By the way, Red Horse has been dropped for tonight's game, if anybody cares. Just thought I'd let you all know. Joshua here says the founders of Clearlake have been involved in more bankrupt companies than I've had at dinners. Their track record is beyond horrific, and their investments and acquisitions, please look at it. You got to be very careful, though. I'll do some research. Sometimes companies are purchased and then bankrupt on purpose. And what people will do is strip out the valuable assets and then bankrupt the companies. So that's what some investment companies do. So they'll come in and go, right, these two strands of the business are great. We'll sell those to our other companies and we'll keep those profitable parts, and then we bankrupt the rest, which writes off all the debt. So they end up making a profit out of their acquisition. Does that make sense? However, I'll have to do some research into it because if they bankrupt everything, then they wouldn't be worth billions of pounds as a group, would they? Do you get where I'm coming from? You'd be very mindful of that sometimes. Mason Mount to return to the Chelsea, become the captain as well. It will probably become the captain of Chelsea at exactly the same time. But there we go. Yeah, Clearlake are a successful company. I don't know. They must be to be worth what they're worth, but they've definitely had some failings. But most billionaires have. Let's have a look here. Rivals know we will be back. Enjoy it while you can, is what Kieran says. He's like a Chelsea fan. I like a Chelsea fan fighting back on this, because I don't think all Chelsea fans will be angry about this. I think there'll be a lot of Chelsea fans, like the Minerals lot. They'll be buzzing about this. Legitimately, they will be. There's no doubt they'll be buzzing about this news. Look, it's only going to be a quick stream from me, but I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button before you go. Make sure you're subscribing to The Terrace. We're live after Man United versus Brentford tonight. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again.